before the police came. But yet and still, what was your probable cause? Because I used my First Amendment right of freedom of speech. Additionally, officers are entitled to qualified immunity, y'all. You see this shit they try to hide behind, just like they tried to hide behind this fake disorderly conduct. After they commit criminal acts, they hide behind qualified immunity. They need to take that off the books. Free citizens, you're not entitled to qualified immunity. Why are they when they commit criminal acts? And they always write, fail to state a claim for relief. I think I did that. Okay, let's go back to the facts of this case. And like I told you the other day, I haven't even read over all of this stuff. I just glanced over and I put it out here for you all to see. They said that investigated a report of a male harassing, threatening employees of Enterprise. At no time was there a threat. The only threat was me recording their ghetto attitude of throwing fruit at a citizen on a public sidewalk and coming out to engage me in a conversation. And I'm telling you, you're dressing like you just come from a club and you look ghetto. Okay, let's go on. They say they identified me, a well-known Tacoma Park officer. Listen, look at this, y'all. The officer identified the suspect as Mr. Moment is well known to Tacoma Park police officer. You're right, because I show their corruptness whatsoever. When you start recording these criminals, you become well known. Listen to this. Officers interviewed Enterprise employees, and you saw how they interviewed them by conspiring to get them to orchestrate a disorderly conduct, a fake disorderly conduct. Several days had been walking around the property. I wasn't on the property. I have a right to walk around the property while recording, harassing, and threatening them with physical violence. Now listen to this. Several days I was doing this, they said, threatening them with physical violence. Why was I never arrested? Threatening somebody is a criminal act under the law. So why wasn't I arrested several days ago? And I come there every day because it never happened. And then he puts it in there as evidence 1 at 19. Whose fault? Who's the evidence? Because they said it? Come on. The recording doesn't lie. Here's the threat, y'all. He called one employee a fat bitch. Calling somebody a criminal, a bitch now is a crime? Then why aren't musicians, actors, politicians? I think I even heard my president at one time call somebody a bitch. And other names. He threatened another employee by stating that he was going to wait until the end of the day when the location closed, and then he was going to fuck him up. Never happened. Never happened. What I told this employee, he said he'd get off at 5 o'clock. I told him when he get off at 5 o'clock, throw an apple at me then. That's what I told him. People will lie to justify, and this is something that was orchestrated by the police officers for them to say this, make these statements, as you heard in the recordings. Finally, he recorded the employees' personal license plates and posted them on the internet. Is that intimidation? Nah. That's why license plates are on cars. That you can't trespass my eyes on what I can record. If you don't want the license plate record, take it off your vehicle. But you say that's a crime. You got to have those license plates. So that's not a crime either, attorney, lawyer. As a result of this harassment, the employees felt unsafe at work. I didn't throw an apple at one of their employees. I didn't request to speak to a supervisor who refused to come out so that I can dialogue and inform them that their employee threw an apple at me on the sidewalk. They did that. And if you felt unsafe, that's your business. I have nothing to do with your unsafeness. So what you did was you called some of your corrupt conspirators to try to bluff me by saying, let's get him to commit a crime. And that's what they did. And now you get another corrupt law firm to try to cover it up even more. Let's see if we get a corrupt judge to go along with the program. We as Americans have to put a stop to this. We have to start holding people accountable, even these lawyers who get thousands of dollars from these people to represent them in lies when they know they're lies. You saw the video that this law firm sent to this judge, and you saw the body cam footage that I posted after it, which I had already posted once before. But I just wanted you to see the lies. This dirty Russian stole my money. He stole my slapstick. He stole my pepper spray. And then the funny thing about this whole thing, you heard the other officer say, oh, we're not going to return this to you because you got a lot of weapons on you. The Second Amendment gives me a right to bear arms. It is guaranteed to me to defend myself against any aggressor. Not one thing on me was a weapon that I used against an aggressor. If I had a firearm, if I had a gun on me, there's nothing he could do about it pursuant to the Second Amendment, which is guaranteed to me under the supreme law of this country. But yet and still, what they did was, this dirty Russian stole my $50. They stole my mace. They stole my slapstick. Never returned it to me. You know, same thing with the second arrest. I haven't got my mace back. I got my slapstick back, but they damaged my cameras. But the thing about that is this. The captain of the Tacoma Park said, oh, you can come up there and get it. No, you keep it since your officers can't afford these items. They have to steal it off of free citizens. But I'm going to tell you free people, it is time we change our country back to where it was strong and people had respect. In these states with these little local throwback police officers, they need to get rid of them. To me, they need to put, in these little towns, they need to put sheriffs or real police officers who have been through the academy, who has some kind of real law enforcement. Because I know there's bad police everywhere, but these little town police that they got, these little security guards, they're one step up from security guards. This Russian piece of shit, I'm telling you, he don't never need to be a police. They need to take his police license away from him. And his police license, to you free people, is that license to carry that firearm. If he doesn't have that, he can't be a police officer. That's the license. Okay? He has no idea about the American law, the supreme law of this country. And that's what should be taught to real police officers now. Because I'm telling you, history is going to repeat itself. And it ain't going to be pretty. But again, I just want to bring this up because I was looking over some more of this, and somebody asked, could why don't I show some of the letters that were sent to the clerk of the court? And look what they say. They don't say honorable clerk. They uses her last name. A total disrespect. I don't know her. Okay, but I never used her last name as a disrespect to a clerk. Even down to where you write to the judge. You're supposed to put honorable or honor until they show otherwise. Like this last judge, I would never use honor for him in front of his name because he's not honorable. He's a crook. He's a crook. But again, I wanted to bring this to you today because a lot of people have been contacting me and say, why don't I show the letter that was sent from this courthouse? I mean, from this law firm. And that's what I'm doing today. We were out last night recording undercover. It's getting real interesting, y'all, out here. When they think the cat's away, the mice will play. And the mice has been playing. And we've been doing it undercover so that they can't change up their ways. But we're going to start running some stuff we've been watching. Law enforcement, Tacoma Park, PG County. I got a response from might have been an officer, I don't know, asking why all of a sudden. Well, if you go back to some of my recordings when the lady police officer trespassed me off the parking lot, I told her what was going to happen. Since you want to stick your nose in my business when I wasn't committing a crime, I'm going to stick my nose in PG County's business. So all you officers, good officers, I'm not after you. If y'all got a problem, go talk to that officer, that female officer who works for the corporation of that little area and big business, since she says she's an agent of that parking lot. What gets me is this. She says she's an agent of that parking lot. Well, let me give you some good advice. That parking lot is a criminal element. And she's an agent for it. That makes her a criminal too. You see, when you start putting your name on property or you're an agent for somebody, make sure you not understand what is really going on that property before you become an agent of that property. And on that property, there's criminal activity going on. I'm just bringing that out. So if criminal activity is going on, you're a part of it. You're an agent of it. So be very careful about what you put your name on. That's why there's a conflict of interest for officers to be securing and working as agents for property. And I'm telling you, we got some stuff we want to send up to the FBI. Since she's an agent of it, let's see if she gets caught up in the hook. But more to come, y'all. But I just wanted to show you all this because people were asking, what was the law firm name? That's the attorney. That's the law firm where it's at. And as you saw the recording, he's conspiring with these defendants to try, where two or more come together to defraud or interfere with a person's constitutional rights, it's a felony. And we're taking it up to Capitol Hill. We got to get rid of these criminals out here, y'all, to make this country better than what it is. We got to. And the only way that's going to happen is the people come together and say, we're not taking this no more. From these individuals like this law firm who's supposed to know the law. I'm going to give you some good advice before I get off of here. Back in the day, Montgomery County made some fictitious crimes against me. They say I ordered contract hits on a Governor Martin O'Malley and his family and 18 judges in Montgomery County and their families. Okay? All that should have been federal. But the problem is this. It was all made up by some dirty police officers in Montgomery County and the government. And what they did was they went over to Prince George's County, got the state attorney, and got a judge to come into Montgomery County and claim that they were all Montgomery County people. And they found me guilty by orchestrating criminal activity. Okay? They say I threatened to kill all these people, and then I sent them a letter telling them that I'm gonna do it. But the funny thing about it is this. I went to prison, and every prison and warden I showed or came in contact to and informed them that they were holding me illegally saw my paperwork, and you know what they did? They got me out of their prison. They got me out of their prison because they knew that I was being held illegally. And the funny thing about it, let me tell you what the funny thing about corrupted people. They try their best to get you to go along with the program. After they gave me a sentence and I began my prison sentence, they came to me while I was sitting up in Hagerstown prison and said that they would release me and put a GPS on my ankle, and I had to live at a halfway house. And I turned that shit down because I know I didn't commit a crime. See, I'm not one. What they do is they try to stack all these crimes on you and think you're going to agree to something. Not me. Let me tell you people out here who commit crimes or who don't commit crime. Never agree to anything the state attorney wants to put on your back, because all they want to do is try to cover up a lawsuit. If it takes you going in there, sitting down for a couple of days, months, years to get your case overturned and get an honest judge, one that's blind and is going to look at the evidence and hear the evidence, you'll get out and then sue the fuck out of them personally. Okay? I filed a lawsuit while I was in prison, and they told me I didn't have to pay the fee. But when I got all the way through and people saw it, we got all the way up to Richmond. And this is one of the, if you go back to some of these comments, you hear one of them say, oh, he filed a lawsuit there. When I got all the way up to the Court of Appeals, you know how they dismissed it? They say I didn't pay the fee to file my complaint, even though I was in prison, and they waived it. This is how the corruption is in our judicial system. And I ain't got nothing to hide from my free people. I'm not even worrying about these bootlickers and ass kissers. My free people, yeah, I've been to prison. And in prison, there's a lot of people sitting in prison who should have never been sitting there in the first place because they didn't commit a crime. They just agreed to something so they wouldn't get more time, where the government fooled them into believing that they would get more crime. Let me tell you something, people. The Supreme Court has said it's all right for government people to lie to you, and these bitches will lie to you into your face. How can you trust somebody who will lie to you? How can you trust a government agency that says it is all right to lie to you? You can't. Never trust somebody that will lie to you. Your mother told you that. Your parents told you that. So how can we trust individuals who will lie to you? They stack all these charges on you. You're not going to be found guilty of all these charges. They're going to pick one out of the whole bunch, and that's the time you're going to get, whether you plead guilty or go to trial. And again, you have a constitutional right to have a jury trial on any criminal case that gives you imprisonment. That's a guaranteed right. In this case, with this enterprise, and when I went to Silver Spring, they got their hands on a dirty judge. He's a defendant in this case, who says, I'm not entitled to a jury trial. Some made up bullshit they have made up in the state of Maryland that anything under, I think it's 90 days or 60 days, you are not entitled to a jury trial. That's not what the Supreme Law says and gives me a guaranteed right. If 12 people would have found me guilty once in, I wouldn't even have a problem. But a dirty, old, wrinkled up judge conspired with these defendants because they knew they didn't have a case. And then he got the nerve to dismiss it like he did me a favor and talking about you on 2 years supervised probation. Bitch, please. You don't lost your fucking mind when it comes down to me. I'll tell you to your motherfucking face, you don't lost your motherfucking mind. And I was going to do that to you until my lawyer say don't say nothing. You got me fucked up. And if you don't believe me, go back to when I was in Rockville and they judge talked shit and I turned my back on him and he got me for contempt of court. To you, judge, you's a piece of shit too. And you need to be disbarred. He let the prosecutor tell him a fictitious law. Oh, Your Honor, he's not entitled to a jury trial because it only holds 60 days in the county jail. Where does that say that in the supreme law of this country? A guaranteed right to citizens. Not even a guaranteed right of the United States, but it's a guaranteed right in the state of Maryland, in their own declaration of rights, their constitution. This is why we got to get rid of these dirty individuals in our judicial system. Lady Justice has become a whore. And the whole time this bitch judge sitting on the bench, he looking at me turning red because I'm looking at him because he's a piece of shit too. He's a piece of shit too. Just like this last judge that I went for Langley Park, he got the nerve to say, oh, well, when I told him the Russian bitch didn't even show up in the courtroom and the so-called fake ass witness they tried to conjure up, a drunk that was in the parking lot, didn't show up. The judge got to know, oh, well, you're going to win here today. That's not the point, bitch. The point is, I requested my constitutional right to be heard by 12 people. And now you're finna get your ass on a lawsuit and I'm going to file a complaint against your dumb ass. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, this ain't about money because I don't give a fuck about the money. This is about getting rid of these dirty individuals who are sitting on our bench making $100,000 that is conspiring with criminals. It is a criminal act to violate a citizen's constitutional and civil rights. And that's what this law firm is doing. The police and the people in Enterprise did. Let's see if this judge is honorable enough to understand and abide by the oath she took. Okay, right now, we're waiting on the post office, who we spent hundreds of dollars to send these letters out with return receipts on them. I'm about to post the recording of that so you can see how our government has just lost control. The post office don't even know where the green cards are right now. But what I did do, had them print out ledgers to show that this stuff was delivered. And I'm glad these people sent it because they're one of the ones that the post office don't have the green card for. How can I pay hundreds of dollars to get some kind of service that I'm not getting? So y'all stay tuned. More to come.